Imagine a world where making sugar was dangerous, expensive, and incredibly inefficient. Workers toiled in boiling heat, stirring massive vats of liquid sugar, risking their lives every day. Then along came a man with a mind so brilliant, he changed everything. Do you understand what I'm saying? Norbert Rillieux was born in 1806 in New Orleans, Louisiana. His life was a unique blend of privilege and prejudice. His father, Vincent Rillieux, was a wealthy white engineer, a man of influence and means. His mother, however, was a foundational Black American free woman of color, a fact that significantly shaped Norbert's experience in a society governed by strict racial hierarchy. Because Louisiana law followed the principle of partis sequitur ventrum, meaning the child's status followed the mother's. Norbert inherited his mother's free status of her colored designation. However, even within the embrace of his privileged upbringing, the sting of racism was unavoidable. While white children his age attended prestigious schools, Norbert's opportunities were limited due to the color of his skin. Yet, this injustice fueled his determination, igniting a fire within him to prove his worth, to demonstrate that his intellect knew no color. By the age of 8, Norbert was reading technical drawings and assisting his father with engineering projects. He was a prodigy, a child whose brilliance shone brightly despite the darkness of racism. He soaked up every bit of knowledge like a sponge. His father, seeing his potential, made sure he got the best education possible, something rare for a Black child in the South. At the age of 14, he began studying at the École Centrale Paris, where he excelled in mechanics and engineering. Years later, his name would echo far beyond the borders of New Orleans, forever changing an industry and leaving an undeniable mark on the world. His childhood was special because he was fortunate enough to have a wealthy white engineer as a father. Despite his race, he was still able to become one of the greatest inventors of all time. He wanted everyone to know that anything is possible as long as you put your heart and mind into it. His formal education in Paris opened doors to a world of scientific and engineering marvels. He excelled in his studies, quickly mastering complex mathematical equations and theoretical concepts. At the young age of 24, he became an instructor of applied mechanics at the École Centrale, a remarkable achievement that spoke volumes about his intellectual powers. He was on top of the world. Yet, even in the progressive atmosphere of Paris, Norbert couldn't escape the pull of his homeland. He was haunted by the stories of the grueling conditions in Louisiana's sugar refineries. The sugar houses, as they were called, were hellish places where enslaved laborers toiled under the sweltering heat, using inefficient and dangerous methods to extract sugar from sugar cane. The existing process, known as the Jamaica train, involved boiling cane juice in a series of open kettles, a system prone to scorching, uneven heating, and a significant sugar loss. The conditions were so bad that many workers died. Norbert knew there had to be a better way. He envisioned a system that would not only improve the efficiency and quality of sugar production, but also alleviate the suffering of foundational Black Americans, enslaved workers. He began to dedicate his time in France to this matter. He started researching and experimenting, driven by a deep sense of social responsibility and a desire to use his knowledge to make a tangible difference in the world. This was more than just an engineering problem to Norbert. It was a moral imperative. He saw the inherent injustice of slavery, and he believed that by improving the sugar refining process, he could, in a small way, alleviate the suffering of those who were forced to work under such brutal conditions. This conviction fueled his relentless pursuit of a better solution, a solution that would eventually revolutionize the sugar industry. He was determined to improve efficiency and reduce the burden on the foundational Black American enslaved people. Years of his relentless research and experimentation culminated in his groundbreaking invention, the multiply effect evaporator. The brilliance of Rillieux's design lay in its ingenious use of a vacuum chamber and multiply stages of evaporation by reducing the atmospheric pressure. He lowered the boiling point of the sugarcane juice, allowing it to evaporate more efficiently and at a lower temperature. Each stage of the process used the heat from the previous stage, conserving energy and minimizing waste. Imagine it, a series of interconnected, gleaming copper vessels, each one carefully calibrated to optimize the evaporation process. Steam, the lifeblood of the machine, flowed through the system, gently coating the water from the sugarcane juice, leaving behind a richer, more concentrated syrup. The dangers of scorching the juice was gone, and the workers could enjoy the new invention, making the process much safer. Norbert transformed sugar production around the world. The impact was immediate and profound. Sugar refineries that adopted Rillieux's invention saw a dramatic increase in efficiency, a significant reduction in fuel consumption, and a marked improvement in the quality of their sugar. The multiply effect evaporator quickly became the industry standard, transforming sugar production around the world. Even his biggest criticizers enjoyed the benefits of his new machine. But for Norbert, the invention was more than just a technological triumph. It was a victory for human ingenuity, a testament to the power of science to improve the lives of others. He patented his invention in 1843, and he would continue to improve it into his final design in 1846. The people were amazed that one machine could do all of this so easily. He had saved countless lives with his invention. He hoped that his invention would lead to social reform, but that was not the case. Despite the widespread adoption and clear benefit of his invention, Norbert faced an uphill battle in gaining full recognition and acceptance, particularly in his native Louisiana. The deeply entrenched racism of the time cast a long shadow over his achievements. He once recounted an incident where he was refused service at a local establishment. The owner telling him bluntly, "We don't serve coloreds here, no matter how smart they are." Many white sugar planters were hesitant to embrace the invention of a foundational Black American inventor, even when those inventions demonstrably improved their bottom line. He encountered racism and resistance at every turn. Some refused to work with him directly, preferring to communicate through intermediators. Others questioned his expertise or dismissed his ideas outright, attributing his success to luck or the assistance of others. He was often excluded from social gatherings and professional circles, a constant reminder of his second-class status in a society defined by racial division. The blatant discrimination was a bitter pill to swallow. Norbert had dedicated his life to improving the lives of others, regardless of their race or social standing. He had poured his heart and soul into his invention, driven by a genuine desire to make a positive impact on the world. Yet, his contributions were often minimized or ignored simply because the color of his skin. Despite his success, he knew deep down that he would never be fully accepted in his homeland. Despite the difficulties, Norbert pushed forward and continued to follow his dreams. "I believe," he once wrote, "that knowledge is a gift to be shared with all, regardless of race or creed. It is our duty to use our talents to uplift humanity." Disheartened by the persistent racism and limited opportunities in the United States, our foundational Black American brother, Norbert, made the difficult decision to return to Paris in the late 1850s. He felt that his talents and contributions would be more appreciated and recognized in a society that, while not without its own prejudice, offer a greater degree of social and intellectual freedom. In Paris, he continued to work as an engineer, focusing on a variety of projects, including the development of a new steam engine and improvements to the Parisian sewer system. He found a sense of belonging and intellectual stimulation among the vibrant community of scientists, engineers, and intellectuals in the city. He was finally able to live at peace. However, he never forgot his roots or the struggles of foundational Black Americans in the United States. He followed the events of the American Civil War with great interest, hoping for a Union victory and the abolition of slavery. When the war finally ended and the 13th Amendment was ratified, abolishing slavery, Norbert felt a sense of profound relief and vindication. He had always believed in the promise of freedom and equality, and he was heartened to see his homeland finally take steps toward fulfilling that promise. All Norbert ever wanted was peace, Despite his success in France, a part of him always longed for home. It was hard for him to believe he had made it so far. He went through so many struggles to get where he was at. Norbert proved to everyone that it didn't matter what color your skin is. Anything is possible. In his later years, Norbert devoted much of his time to the study of ancient Egyptian hieroglyphics, a passion that reflected his lifelong curiosity of intellectual versatility. He became fascinated in the intricate symbols and the rich history they represented, immersing himself in the study of ancient languages and cultures. He wanted to know everything about everyone. He also became a vocal advocate for social justice, speaking out against discrimination and inequality whenever he saw it. He used his platform to promote education and opportunity for all, regardless of race or background. He wanted a better world for all of the children to come. Norbert Rillieux died in Paris in 1894 at the age of 88. He left behind a remarkable legacy as an inventor, an engineer, and a champion of social justice. His multiply effect evaporator had transformed the sugar industry, improving efficiency, reducing waste, and making sugar more affordable for people around the world. His life story was a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of education, and the enduring human spirit. Although he faced racism and discrimination throughout his life, he never allowed it to define him or limit his potential. He remained true to his values, using his talent and his voice to make a positive impact on the world. Norbert was a role model to everyone, and he will never be forgotten. He was a gift to this world. Today, industries around the world still use his principles, yet his name remains largely unknown. But his story is one of genius, perseverance, and legacy. Norbert Rillieux didn't just refine sugar. He refined the world's understanding of innovation itself. So the next time you stir sugar into your coffee or tea, remember the brilliant mind behind it. A foundational Black American man who overcame barriers, defied the odds, and left behind a legacy sweeter than sugar itself. The foundational Black American family love our brother, Norbert Rillieux. If you made it to the end, you know FBA Stoic appreciate your patience. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification button, and I'ma see y'all or catch y'all in the next one. Peace, foundational Black American family.